All right, microphone check. Obviously, as usual, the microphone check. You know what time it is? It's time for the microphone check. Microphone check. Time for the microphone check. All right. I think I gotta turn it up a little bit. The microphone. I'm doing things a little differently, which is why my microphone is a little quiet. How does this sound? Does this sound better? Does this sound better? All right, that sounds better. Let's see. You know what I'm probably gonna just do? I'll just probably just put on my headphones. Actually. All right. What is up, guys? It is your boy Brenton Bickus here. Welcome to another video. In today's video, we are going to be doing the Browns rebuild. It's been like I don't remember how long. Like, when was the last time I did a rebuild on the channel? Man 24. Looks like it's been a really long time, because, yeah, it's been like 11 months ago. That's actually kind of crazy to think about. Um, but we're gonna do the Browns, and I feel like it makes the most sense to do the Browns because, well, they're literally, without a doubt, one of the worst teams in the NFL right now. So it makes a lot of sense that I rebuild the Cleveland Browns out of any team in the league. But also there was one other thing I will also mention right now. Is that I did actually change some players' overalls, if you didn't know. So, like, Roddy Hickman, I think was like a 70 something. Now he's like an 80. Denzel used to be like a 91 with superstar. Now he's normal dev at an 82. So I did things, I think, for the better and for the worse for some people. But, just to make the rebuild more fun and interesting. The Browns are just like a complete mess right now. Yeah, they have some good stars like, Jerry Jeudy, David Ojoku. They just signed Tevin Jenkins, who I don't think I got his contract done with yet. Or did I? I don't remember. Did I? Oh, I did. Okay. So we have Tevin Jenkins, Jerry Jeudy, Joe Batonio, Wyatt Teller, Jack Conklin, David Ojoku, Miles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, Mark Envers, Devin Butch, JOK, Grant Delpit, stuff like that. The problem is most of these players are arbitrarily old. So I'm like, you know what? I think it's time to rebuild. And Wyatt Teller, and this is a fun fact actually, he is currently on the market being traded, which I think makes sense because he wasn't center before, but because of Joe Batonio being there, Tevin Jenkins being there, I'm forced to have Joe Batonio or Wyatt Teller get traded. And I feel like I would like to trade to Seattle. Funny enough, he is rumored to be traded to Seattle, so that's just kind of funny. So yeah, I'll just do that. Eric Pacha is going to get released, so that's kind of how everything's going to. We're just going to completely try to rebuild this roster. Obviously, I want to keep Jerry Jeudy. I want to keep Cedric Tillman. David Njoku, I think I might experiment him with the trade block, but I guess to be determined. Jack Contlin's going to get traded. And definitely I want to trade some of these corners, like Denzel. Because Denzel has a pretty massive freaking contract that I don't want on my roster anymore. So, what team could use a red tackle? The Titans, the Texans. I don't. I don't want to do Titans or the Texans just because Jack Contlin's there, and also, well, with the whole history with the Texans and stuff. Raiders would make sense. How about a first rounder in 2027? For the yellow, how about I throw in Greg Newsome? It's in the green. What about I throw in a third round pick as well this year? That's still not enough. Fourth rounder? Alright, there you go. You know, like, right now, the ideal the idea is to just completely reset the roster, try to work from scratch. Obviously, we're kind of stuck with Myles Garrett, unfortunately. So, but that's fine because that's like a good building block piece with this team. And Mike Hall is there. Hopefully, they could do some good magic. JOK, I don't know why he's not superstar dev. I feel like he should be superstar dev. So let me change or not because this game's bugged. Like, I don't know why you can't just go back when you by accidentally press circle, you have to exit out of the screen. It's like, it's so simple, but yet such a bad thing, you know? So simple, but so bad at the same time. I also need to get Devin Bush his contract, which is like a 2-year deal worth $6 million. If he doesn't have his contract yet, that is a 6-year deal, not a 2-year deal. I'm sorry I haven't done some of this stuff yet, but that's fine. Alright, so he gets 2.6 million this year, and then 3.4 million next year. But I'm not quite the biggest fan of what this roster is right now, but I guess that's kind of how things work. I am very interested to try to experiment with the factor of trading David Njoku, but that's kind of just about it. Alright, so I'm going to sim next week, right? And I'm going to just see if there's, obviously there's going to be trade offers for David Njoku. But I'm just curious to see what offers we get. So there's T. Higgins and a 2025 third. There's Darman Dexter with a 2025 second and a 2027 fourth rounder. Tank Dell, Byron Murphy. I mean, again, they're all offering like specifically a player. And stuff. You know what? Jalen Waddle. They're trading Jalen Waddle for David Njoku. That sounds so stupid. I mean, I should accept that, honestly, but I'm not going to. I don't hate the offers, but I don't really particularly like the offers. Like, an offer that I would probably accept for David Njoku is like a 2026 first rounder, but I want to, like, what would be like a perfect team for this? I'd say probably, I feel like the Saints, because I don't feel like they're going to draft the quarterback anytime soon. So how about a first and a second in 2026? Okay, that works. All right, so Joe Bitonio is going to retire soon, so it's like this team is going to be a complete mess. We're not going to be winning anytime soon. We're not going to win anything. And you got Kenny Pickett on his contract. Stuff like that. Alright, so now we're finally in the regular season. And I think we should definitely do some natural scouting. I think one of the biggest things I want to do is get a good offensive line. Getting a good offensive line is like always so nice to have, especially when we're in stuff like holes like this, where like we're kind of have holes all over the roster. I like developing my offensive line first before anything else. I also want to make every position strong except a couple positions, which that actually just one position, which would be the interior offensive line. Obviously, it won't affect this draft, but it will affect the following ones. Then we're going to simulate the midseason, see how all that goes, and I'll see you guys there. So, I did not mean to click that. We are 2-5. Basically, our team kind of all around isn't doing that great. We have one of the worst offenses in the league, which is pretty much expected. But we also have a like eighth worst defense, I think. 15 sacks allowed, 10 interceptions thrown. Really no running game, to be honest. Cedric Tillman though is doing all right. I do wish Jerry Jeudy can get a little bit more involved, but that's fine. Offensive line, I guess it's doing fine. Defensively, how the heck does Cameron Thomas have the most sacks? Cameron Thomas has 5 sacks while Myles Garrett has 3.5. And also, he's not even in the scheme. Fits the scheme. And interceptions, JOK, Devin Bush, and Roddy Hickman with 2 interceptions. 1 interception for Cameron Mitchell, Miles Harden, and Grant Delpit. And as well as Winston Reed. Dang, you know what's sad? Kevin Stefanski has been in the league for so freaking long. Yet, Dan Campbell has had more of a coaching success than Kevin Stefanski. That is really freaking sad. Oh, I forgot to do this. That's fine. I would like to go and focus on tackles. Like, I just said this before. We're really just trying is to focus on the offensive line, get that going, and then we can finally, start to figure out what we want to do with the rest of the roster. So, yeah, I mean, so far this is just an abysmal of a roster. Jerome Ford, I'm a little disappointed with. I ain't gonna lie. This is a very disappointing season. Like, 2.7 yards per carry, 0 touchdowns. Not really ideal. Defensively, everything is kind of just a mess. Micah Hyde, I don't really want on my roster, honestly. I would like to see what Rodney Hickman can do. Thank you very much. And you know what I also want to do? You know what? Never mind. I was about to turn off progression because I just hate how that works sometimes. But I won't. Holy crap. So we just got back-to-back allowing 31 points and scoring under double-digit points. Ouch. If that doesn't tell you that we're good, I don't know what will. 16-10. Actually played pretty close against the Chargers. And JOK just had a freaking wrecking ball of a game. Did we have any Dewey Week rewards during this season outside of that? Nope. This is our only and first Dewey Week reward of this season. So that's interesting. Um, I'm assuming by the time I'm looking at this, like nobody's like in the run of anything. Like any of my players. Hey, look, Nick Chubb is in the offensive MVP race. Good for him. Oh, JOK is in the top 10 at least for winning linebacker. Rookie of the year, Jermaine Thrash is in the conversation, and Mike Hall is actually kind of in the actual serious conversation. Of course, Teddy Pickett doesn't make it in there. Same thing with Jameer Ford. Any wide receivers? Nope. Offensive lineman? Nope. Lineman? Myles Garrett makes it. Linebacker? How the heck? So, let me just say this straight. JOK, who's a linebacker, by the way, was like what, 6th in defensive MVP voting? How does that make any sense that he's 8 in the linebackers? That makes no sense. Roddy Hickman is close to winning DB of the year. Good for him. At least something's going right. So we're just hoping for Roddy Hickman to win DB of the year. Outside of that, this entire season can just go crashing down for us. We win against the Saints. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of that. We're probably about to lose to the Steelers out of anything. 16-8. What is up with these like abysmal games? Like, I mean, our defense plays really well, but our offense is just pitiful. Again, I'll say it once and I'll say it again. We are focusing on protecting our future quarterback. I know there's a ton of good quarterbacks in this draft, but like, I'm sorry, we're not focusing on a quarterback. Do you see this roster? This roster is not gonna just have we just have a quarterback and everything's gonna magically change. No, there needs to be more to that. Like, this defense, really outside of Myles Garrett, JOK, Roddy Hickman, and Mike Hall, is abysmal, and then Grant Delpit. And Jerry Jeudy's our only receiver. And our offensive line is going to be garbage. I mean, our guards are not bad for now, at least. But they're not going to be fine for very long, though, I'll tell you that much. Are we eliminated from the playoffs? I don't think we quite are yet. But we've got to be close. Yeah, Chargers are 7-4. Yeah, we're not officially eliminated, but we're most likely going to. We're gonna go into the Super Bowl, see if Roddy Hickman or JOK wins linebacker or DB of the year, respectively. And I'll see you guys there. All right, so we went 4-13, basically dead last in almost every category. Holy crap! Why is it so hot? Oh wait, that's probably why. I have like fans on all the freaking time. It kind of annoys me. I just saw freaking Cedric Tillman won the best receiving yards, and it was over 700 yards. Ouch. Worst offense in the league with barely the worst defense in the league. Kenny Pickett played freaking terrible, is what you would figure. Over 2,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 22 interceptions. Even Deshaun Watson, I think, played per game and threw an interception. Jameer Ford didn't do anything in the ground game, and it's actually kind of sad to see that John Hines, or Nadi Hines even, was actually probably doing a little bit better than he was. Cedric Tillman, best receiver, over 700 yards, 4 touchdowns. Not ideal. Offensive line was terrible, especially at the tackle positions. Actually, just really at the tackle positions was really the struggle. Myles Garrett didn't even have double-digit sacks this season. That is sad. 4 interceptions for Roddy Hickman, 4 interceptions for JOK, 2 for Devin Bush and Cameron Mitchell, 1 for Winston Reed, Grant Delpit, and Miles Harder. So did they end up winning? Obviously, we were not winning MVP or offensive MVP. But He is in the top 10 of defensive MVP. We obviously don't win Offensive Rookie of the Year. We don't win Defensive Rookie of the Year, but he was close. No quarterback, probably no running back, probably no wide receiver. Hey, look, another receiver that used to be on our team ends up doing well, or a former player that used to be on our team. No offensive lineman. I'm also assuming no Myles Garrett made it to the top 10 somehow. And yeah, that makes sense. Have JOK be top 10 in defensive MVP, but not in top 10 in terms of linebackers. It makes so much sense. And he doesn't end up winning DB of the year. Dang it! I thought he was going to. Was there like any like progression in terms of like ratings or something? That's what I'm kind of curious of. Like, I'm assuming there's going to be, but I just don't know where. So nothing on the offense, literally above or below. Mike Hall gets Superstar Dev. Roddy Hickman and JOK both get Superstar Dev. Or X Factor. Sorry. That is pretty freaking good. That's actually really nice, because that means these guys, maybe Myles Garrett, are good building blocks for the future, which is very helpful. Kenny Pickett's probably going to be my quarterback for next year. Honestly, that's probably what it's going to be. Because you're not going to get a better backup quarterback than Kenny Pickett. Probably. What rating is he? He's a 52nd rated quarterback. Is that a joke? I'm not saying Kenny Pickett's good by any means, but I don't feel like he should be the 52nd ranked quarterback in the league. Like, there are definitely a lot of other quarterbacks that would rather not have than Kenny Pickett. Then we have a Lions-Chiefs Super Bowl, what everybody probably wished that we had, minus the fact that, well, the Chiefs made it. So I want to just see what our overall ratings are. So we have a 77 overall rated team with a 76 rated offense, but an 80 overall rated defense. This could be a very, very bright defensive future. Potentially. So who ends up winning the Super Bowl? The Lions, 35-14 with Patrick Mahomes and his team wins, while he also wins MVP. Andy Reid wins Coach MVP. Cooper Kupp wins Offensive MVP. Aiden Hutchinson wins Defensive MVP. Ladd McConkey won Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Edgerrin Cooper won Defensive Rookie of the Year. When was the last time a linebacker won Defensive Rookie of the Year? Was that Darius Leonard? I think it was. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, actually. I wanna look it up. Also, one thing I will say, since this is the 2024 off season technically, and I guess this doesn't really apply to us really, we are not allowed to sign anybody back, which doesn't really help. But it doesn't really apply to us that much really anyway. Because, well, we are in the negative of cap space. But still, we're not allowed to do that. I think I might do some cap-saving moves, if there are any cap-saving moves. Probably outside of Joe Bitonio, because I would like to just keep him here for the rest of his career. So saving. We could cut Myles Garrett or trade him for $19 million. Same thing with Tevin Jenkins. Like, I know we just signed him, and that's going to be the same thing I'll also say with Myles Garrett, but we have to get rid of him. We just don't have the cap space flexibility, and they're going to keep us not having that cap space flexibility for years to come. So the Titans, they look like they could use a guard. How about the first overall pick for Tevin Jenkins? Okay. You know what? Let's see what I can get for Myles Garrett and Tevin Jenkins. I'm just curious. So we could get Jair a 4th and a 7th, Christian a 3rd and a 6th, and Kyrie Williams and all those picks. That's not what I'm going to do, though. That's the thing. Which team even has cap space? The Rams do. The Patriots do. The Packers do somehow. That looks like about it. It's either the Packers or the Rams. And I'm not trading. Actually, you know what? I'll gladly trade it to the Rams so I could ruin their franchise. 3 first-round picks. And Puka Nacua. They actually freaking accept that? That's a joke. Okay, I didn't even meant it to be accepted. So I'm trading him back. I know this is stupid, but I literally didn't even meant that to happen. Okay, who do I want, though, actually? Probably Steven Isaiah and the following second-round picks, which they probably will accept this, if I had to imagine. Yeah. So we get a guard long-term, right? So we basically replaced Tevin Jenkins, and we just got a buttload of draft picks for the years to come. And it also is surprising that we didn't end up getting the first overall pick. That is very freaking surprising. I'm assuming we have a top 3 draft pick, right? No, we don't even have a top 3 draft pick. That is absurd. That really is just, say it with me, absurd. I do want to make a trade with our 3rd-round picks in the future. I just don't care about 3rd-round picks. I just don't really seem to care. What can we get with all these 3rd-round picks? Apparently a buttload of nothing. How about I try to get the number 1 overall pick with this thing? Actually, it actually was more accepted than I initially thought. How about a 29th overall pick? Let's just do that. Okay, that's not close. How about up to 6? Okay, we're in the green. How about a 2nd rounder? I'm totally fine just doing that. Yep. Traded a buttload of draft picks just to get another 1st-round pick. Or, well, swap 1st-round picks, but we're going all the way to 6 rather than 29. So we basically have like 2 picks right next to each other. I do kind of want to fully scout the quarterbacks in case if there's a top 5 talent quarterback. That's saying like in case. Not even meaning that I'm actually going to go get a quarterback. Like, because like again, I'll say it once and I'll say it again. We are not a quarterback away from going anywhere. Probably a quarterback away from going to mediocrity. Yeah, so all the good quarterbacks are gone. The right tackle that I wanted was gone. And this pass rusher isn't really that impressive at all. Zach Cannon. Elite speed, elite agility, great excel. He actually looks really good. So I'm going to go with Zach Cannon with this pick. 10th in the class in dev. That's perfectly fine with me. So then they go with a quarterback, which I think was the quarterback that was, yeah. Do I go with... I'm kind of tempted. Like, he is pretty good athletically. You know what? Let's just throw the dart on the chalkboard. 79 overall with him dead. Well, we just got Vontae Fowler 2.0. It's probably what we just got. Now we're in the 2nd round. Probably the best option then is to go with this tackle, Joey Jabura, who is a 77th ranked offensive lineman. Oh boy, this was a very mediocre draft. Because We just wasted a first round pick on a punk of poo, really. But a second round pick for him, it's not that bad. And I also really think Zach Cannon could be an excellent development wide receiver. Which I don't know why he has 96 speed. Really, I feel like it should be like 97, 98. So I'll go change that. What was the highest overall? I'm assuming it's a quarterback. I'm really would be surprised if it's not a quarterback. And there's an 80 overall quarterback, and that's the highest overall. And there is a right tackle in this draft that was a 79 overall. I missed a buttload of talent. Instead, I go and draft a left end that just doesn't do well at all. I'm better off trading him. I'm not developing this bust. That's somebody else's problem, not mine. Hey Falcons, you want? Oh wait, no, they don't have no cap space. Hey Giants, want another pass rusher to help you guys do absolutely nothing? Here we go, second round pick. Oh, I can't even get rid of him if I wanted to. Well, I'm kind of just stuck with him, I guess, for the moment. Probably just be a short-term option. Probably I will just trade him. I'll develop him for a little bit, but then I'm probably gonna just trade him. If he doesn't have good years, I'm just probably gonna. That's probably what's gonna be happening. But I'll actually try to make an honest effort for like 2 years, and then I'll trade him. Because, like, again, normal. I don't even care if it's even star dev. You're not doing anything. Running backs, no. The only really guy I really would like to try to develop is Cannon, who is just going to be a cannon of a receiver to have. Look at this electrifying speed. He's absolutely cooking. Like, look at this. Outrunning him by a century mile. Nice jump and catching the ball with this kind of poor quarterback accuracy. Only if kind of picking can actually do this on the field. All right, did that now. And I would like to develop Joey Guerrero, who should probably be just a fine offensive lineman to have on the team. Nice change of direction, though. This guy got some nice fluid change of direction, which makes my life easy. Oh, I freaking messed it up. I freaking hit that, I swear. This gate just doesn't want me to hit it. Oh, that could have been my record if I hit that one. My record was like 35,242 or something like that. So maybe if I hit that, maybe I could have gotten it. But anyway, who cares? All right, let's definitely help this young pass rusher because hopefully he could do something. This should be very easy because my offensive line is literally made of paper. So strip. I really should do strip sacks. Because there's gonna be a good chance I could probably strip a sack from him. Strip! Oh. Come on, it's freaking Kenny Pickett. You gotta strip a sack from him, dude. I don't care what overall you are. You have a very high chance of stripping the ball off of Kenny Pickett's freaking hands. Strip. Take it. Doesn't matter. We got gold. That's really all that matters. Hopefully now is going to give star dev, but at alas, you can't get everything that you want. How did our first preseason game go? 27-24. Actually, it didn't win as bad as I thought it would. Two upgrades for the offensive line. Nice. It's actually really nice because then it gets us to, you know, developing him a lot. We actually won a freaking game. I think I'm going to stick with what I have in terms of the offense or the natural thing, having the interior offensive line and linebackers, just so then I can see. Thank you for shutting up because I don't really care. Last safety. I'm gonna just look up positions that like we could use, like defensive tackle, middle linebacker. Those are positions you could use. Quarterback, wide receiver. Yeah. I want to just like get them all to at least have a position that we can use. All right. Simming to next week. We're probably gonna get destroyed by the Dolphins or something. Like, oh, never mind. 20-17. And Roddy Hickman starts off with 2 interceptions. So that means he's, I think, leading the league in interceptions right now. No, he's tied with Malik. Not even going to try to pronounce his last name because, well, if you know, you know. 42-24. Are you kidding me? Oh boy, we're signing Roddy Hickman now. Actually, it's not that bad because his contract is not even that expensive. And he's back long. for a long, long term. Barry Means is star dev. You know, I'm fine giving him a 4-year pack to come back. Kenny Pickett, I also want to bring him back for just a long-term backup quarterback option. Or who knows, maybe he could be a starting quarterback, who knows. I would like to try to find a younger punter. And I really want to try to sign Bellin Means back, because I think there's a chance he could maybe develop him. Where is he on my depth chart? Because I want to start him, actually. I know that might sound weird, because, like, bruh, he's a 61. He has started at, though. He is not starting currently. That's going to change. I want him starting as well as the RD tackle. I think I forgot to actually adjust the depth chart and stuff, so let me just do that. So, RD tackle, I want him... He's going to be... Dude, he's like ranked one of the worst. Damn. Yep, alright. I want to see him start. I really want to see him do what he could do on the field. Wide receiver, quarterback, corner. Probably corner, just because we have extra experience at the position. Corner, right tackle, defensive tackle. Let's go with D tackle. Let's just like get like a freaking absolute wrecking machine at that position. Corner, right end, right tackle, left tackle. Let's go with corner, right tackle, left outside linebacker, and quarterback. I'll go with tackle. I think for this draft, I'm gonna focus on corners probably. So, which that means we could just try to build this massive freaking defense. It's just gonna kill everything. So we're going against the 0-2 Pittsburgh Steelers, which are like 9 overall higher than us. Simulate to the midseason, see if we make any progress, or if we just don't make any progress, we do worse, or we just do the exact same. I have no idea. Oh, we do worse, not surprisingly. We're not last in any category. Well, like 2 categories, but that's, I guess, kind of an improvement. Our offense is now the 10th worst offense. That's improvement. But our defense being the worst is not an improvement. Kenny Pickett actually not having a kind of a bad season. Only thrown 4 interceptions for 15 touchdowns. Jameer Ford is doing, I guess, better. Cedric Tillman is still the leading receiver, which I still hard to think to believe. Joey Jabara only have allowed 2 sacks so far, which is nice. Mike Hall has gotten 6 sacks, Means with 1, but our rookie has 0 sacks. Wait, does he have 0 sacks? Oh, no, never mind. Settings does have 1 sack. Well, good. Really freaking good. So, our focus position heading into the draft is going to be cornerback. And then I'm going to just try to focus at many positions I might want to look at with our scouting. Is there any for the wide receiver, actually? Because I kind of want to develop him more into a slot receiver. Because I don't think we have one of those really on the roster. Because Jerry Jeudy's more of a playmaker, but just kind of what he is. So I kind of want to, like, develop into a more slot receiver. And then Cedric could be like that, you know, big body wide receiver. Yeah, because he's not great at the slot either. I just realized we actually got a undrafted tight end who's a 66 overall, which isn't that bad, actually. The only thing that's bad about him is his speed, which is 81. The offensive tackle has superstar dev. Huh. Weird. I do think it's weird, but I ain't gonna complain. Like, I feel like he probably should have star dev. Maybe even normal, but... And it doesn't say that he ever went up in depth chart. He just was prone to have it, essentially. Yeah, again, this corner room is awful, and I cannot wait to upgrade it. Cannot wait. All right, we're gonna simulate next week. See if we could beat the 2-5 Minnesota Vikings, which we didn't. It was close though, but we didn't win. Lost again to the Steelers. Honestly, this is fine by me. Losing games is not that bad. We beat the New England Patriots, so that must be embarrassing. And we're still last place in in the conference, so that's actually nice. Not in any major categories, which isn't a big shocker. I don't pick upgrades, except actually means I'm gonna try my best to develop. With we having a lot of needs on our roster, and I mean there is a chance I might go get a defensive tackle. There's a chance, but is there a high chance of that? Maybe not. I might trade down, get some more draft picks, unless he's like a top 5 talent, and I'm kind of forced to take him. All right, now we got the Jets. Let's see, can we continue our slim playoff chances? No, and we get an injury, even better actually. And it's Dwight freaking Sanders. They just don't want that pick to do well, don't they? Anyway, I definitely want to focus scout Travis Wright out of Wisconsin. Also want to focus scout on him and also as well as him. Just to figure out who could they potentially be. Oh yeah, I forgot. I wanted to sign Bino Means back, and he didn't accept his previous contract. All right. I do want to sign Bush back, but on a 1-year pack. Really, you're not going to accept a 1-year deal worth $7 million? Is that a joke? Sounds like a joke. I am going to simulate next week because I do want to actually try to get Devin Bush back. I don't want to sign him on I don't want to sign him on a 2-year pack. I will gladly give you $8 million, and he doesn't accept a 1-year deal worth $8 million. That's a bit of a joke. It's more you're ever gonna get paid in your entire career, and we just lost the Bills. Fine, I'll give you a 2-year deal. I'll give you the minimum risk. Let me give you the very low risk contract, but I give you a 2-year deal. Okay, he accepts it. Good. Now we can move on with our lives. I'm not signing Jameer Ford. Frick that shit. Now I don't have to worry about anybody going in free agency, which is actually really nice. I think I could turn off this fan now, actually. Sorry if there's fan noise in the background. It's so freaking hot in my room for some stupid reason. How's Kenny Pickett doing? He's throwing double-digit interceptions, just like what you expect with Kenny Pickett. I'm still disappointed with how Zach Cannon has done in this offense. It's a little sad, honestly. I do really want to see him do a little bit more, but sadly he hasn't done anything. Mike Hall's actually been just an anchor on our defense. And Roddy Hickman, ever since those 2 interceptions, he's gotten 1 interception. Really fun. We're gonna just simulate to the off season. We're probably not gonna win any rewards or anything. So I'll see you guys there. So we did not win a single game after that last win that we got. We have the worst offense in the league with the worst defense in the league. Kenny Pickett, Kenny Pickett. Our offensive line actually didn't do that bad at all in 28 sacks. Jameer Ford doing okay. Cedric Tillman almost got 1,000 yards this year, but again, still disappointing. I want Zach Cannon to do a little bit more in this offense, but he just didn't, and it's kind of a little sad, I ain't gonna lie, because I really want to see him flourish, but that's not gonna happen if you don't put up good stats, which, to be fair, he kind of didn't do bad stats, though, either. Okay, offensive line did very good. Very good. Mike Hall was the only guy who had more than 5 sacks this year. I mean, Sanders, there was a chance he probably would have gotten 5 sacks if he just didn't get injured. Like, actually, during the end of his first season, he was actually doing really well. Like, he had a sack in his last game and a sack and a half with the last game he played before he got injured. So there's a little bit of optimism with him. A little bit of optimism. Not much, but there's a tiny bit. Hopefully he can kind of live up to that optimism for next year. The Bucks end up beating the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Good job. Shut the frick up. I know what I'm doing. Shut. Thank you for shutting up. Nobody wants to listen to you. I don't know why I just wasted most of my points on the trying to just level up my offense, but who cares? We actually got a plethora of cap space heading into this offseason with over $100 million. Which is going to be very helpful because, again, we have a lot of holes all over the roster. This is just necessary to sign some good players. I'm so freaking tempted to sign Brock Purdy. Do I just do it? Do I just pull the trigger on Brock Purdy? I kind of think I do. This shouldn't be a contract he should get, but if he accepts it, I'm probably going to give him a bit of a pay cut, but Shaquille Chanel. This is actually a perfect receiver that we need. He's a slot receiver, which is what this team really, really needs. And we're the favorites getting him, so that's actually really nice. I would like to get Afe Olwe. I mean, it's going to be really hard to get him. But if we can get him, that's a W. And I think that's probably going to be it, trying to get those 3 major free agents. We've all signed except Afe Olwe, and we only signed Khalil Chanel. So now we can trade Jerry Jeudy. I know this is stupid, but he's better. I think he's a bit younger too. Like, he fits the system perfectly because now I don't have to worry about him after developing him into more of a slot receiver. You know, that's kind of why I like to do this. Tennessee could desperately use a receiver. What if I go... I want to, try to get, a player swap for him. What about Derek Stingley? I know this isn't probably going to work. Yeah. It isn't. Who's a good player swap? What about... I don't want to get Christian Olave, though. How about... Who is, a good corner? A good corner swap. Christian Gonzalez? That's closer. How about I trade a first-round pick? Alright, Jerry Jeudy and a first-round pick for Christian Gonzalez. That's perfect. Now we got a lockdown corner. We're making some pretty big major moves. Making sure that this team isn't just a hunk of poo at the end of the day. Which is what it is currently. Cameron Mitchell can get cut. I really don't care. We could just... I'm trying to dump everybody off the ship. It's not good. Get dumped off the ship because I don't really want you. I also kind of want to get rid of Grant Delpit. Like, he's 27, he's not really anything major as a safety, and he's just going to get older and kind of worse, honestly, so... But this is just a good opportunity to get rid of him out of anything. Can I get Cameron Bellbach? That would be awesome. I do have to throw somebody else in there, like Von People? No. How about Barry Custon? No. Let's just throw like a death piece edge rusher, like Ron Stone Jr. That, for some stupid reason, gets accepted. Okay. So now, we just got another big safety. And Kerry Bachton, who's probably going to be my safety, my actual free safety, while moving Ronnie Hickman to strong safety. Because he's not really a free safety. He's more of a strong safety. So, even though he doesn't have much hit power, but still. So there we go. We got our safeties locked up for the long term. Now we kind of just need to fix these corners and this defensive line especially. And middle linebacker as well. We also, and in an offense, we could literally fix probably every position. Well, maybe not wide receiver, but that's about it. Like, we need to fix the tight end. We need to fix the right tackle, right guard, and just the entire right side and center. Left side is fine. That's good enough. He's staying with superstar depth. I don't care what the frick this game says. He's only allowed 5 sacks, by the way, which isn't bad. Like, yeah, allowing 5 sacks isn't great by any means, but it's not terrible. So we got a very good offensive line, only including the left side. The right side needs to be improved in sync with the center. Tight end needs to be improved. Running back needs to be improved. Quarterback needs to be improved. We have a lot of improvements that we could do. So, with still a lot of money left in cap space, let's see who's available. We actually do need to get a punter, I believe. Who's like a really good young punter? I guess Matt Perales. We also need to get a different kicker, too. And I'm kind of tempted to go with him, but this is a little old for my taste. So there we go. We're signing a kicker and punter. Wait, we're signing somebody else? Who else are we signing? Oh, yeah, we're in the Afe Olwe sweepstakes. I wouldn't mind giving him a big contract like this. So I give him $9 million in the total salary, but then his bonus is like down to like $13 million. How does this work? I think we went down. You know what? Let's just view him at very low risk in terms of money. Maybe go push this down a little bit and then just push this up a little bit. And I feel like this is fine. We're currently a favorite for Afe Olwe. So I feel like what I could do is instead, obviously I probably might push the salary up to like 10 million. But I am going to push this down to like maybe 14 million in signing bonus. So actually I'll do 14.2. We're still the current favorites. Alright. They all signed except him, and we only get Matt Perales. Are you kidding me? Why does he not sign with us? That makes no sense. We literally had his favorite contract. I get Ryan Teller back. That would be hilarious. Jalen Tolbert, we don't need. I don't really think we want to go get any of these other free agents, so. We could just move on to the draft now. Alright, so we're on to the pre-draft scout. Okay, so he's a top 5 pick. He's a top 5 pick. I do want to fully scout those other players as well. Another top 5 pick cornerback, though? Oh my god, this is a defensive masterclass. Literally, a defensive master freaking class. So we have the number 1 overall pick, but then we're at number 13. I think I might have to trade up, honestly. So, the right end is a first round pick. There's how we get rid of freaking what's his face. Sanders. So we draft him with the first overall pick. Now I have to draft pause, and we're gonna go get the number 2 overall pick. Somehow. I'm gonna figure this out. Trade 2 first round picks and the 13th overall pick. And even my 3rd round pick. This is the base offer. I'm hoping this is accepted. It's not accepted, but it's very close. 97th overall draft pick. And it goes through. Alright, so we get the number 2 overall pick. This is going to be so very tough. Because there are, like, no matter what, I'm getting a top 5 pick, right? I could get Travis Wright and just completely have a disgusting front 7. I could go get Jimmy Long, who will just be an excellent corner, or I also can go get Kyle Anderson. So, if I want to go corner, it's one of those 2 players. If I want to get a pass rusher, it's going to be Travis Wright. Who do I go with? This is a hard one. Because again, no matter what, I'm getting a top player. No matter what here. Oh, that's so hard to pass on, though. It's hard to pass on good corners like this, man. It's really freaking hard to do that. But here's the thing, right? There are a lot of really good corners in this draft. One of them even having elite speed, by the way. But this one, he's going to get it drafted, though. Oh, you know what? I want to get Kai Anderson. It is once in a blue moon where you get an elite speed corner. And I really want to trade up again to get that defensive tackle. I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to do it. Like, let's see here. What player do I not care about on the roster? Steven Adera. I don't really care. They do need a left guard, actually. So that even fits perfectly. This probably doesn't get accepted off the rip. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to somehow figure this out, and it's going to get accepted. So, Devin Bush. I'm fine getting rid of Devin Bush. Yes, he is superstar dev, but I'm totally fine getting rid of him. First rounder next year. Very, very close. Second in 2028. Drop it like it's hot, baby. I almost skipped my pick. And that would have been freaking terrifying. You know what? I'm going to do something very stupid, but if I could get this to accept, this would be perfect. I'm going to try to get the Patriots pick. I know this is stupid, and I feel like it doesn't make any sense at all, but I really, really think if I could just stack up in this draft, there's a very high chance we could really just go all in. Go all in this draft. We're in the green. I am actually also open to trading Durante Sanders. Doesn't really work. 5th round draft pick. Does that boot budget a little bit? No. So they need a center. Would this be accepted as 70 overall center? That is such a steal. That's such a steal because I get to keep my first round pick, I think, which is stupid. And now we get Jimmy Long, corner out of Tennessee, who's number 1 in the draft. This is disgusting. I don't care how bad the rest of the picks are. And I don't care if we just wasted a lot of picks on generational talent. We just got 4 top 5 talents. 4. Yes, they're all defensively, sure. But championships. Championships. We got a quarterback in Jared McQueen. Perfect. Maybe he might be our backup quarterback option. Maybe. And we got a tight end who hopefully doesn't have like 81 speed. How did I freaking call that? Like, yes, I know I just traded a ton of freaking draft picks for no abundant reason at all, but this is going to be a very, very, very smart in the future. Like, look at the secondary. Okay, what I hate when I have to do this every freaking time, but our defense is almost complete. If we get a linebacker, it's over. Our defense is going to destroy any opposing unit. Yes, our offense is still garbage because of Kenny Pickett, but still, it might not matter. Like, yeah, I get it. We didn't improve our offense at all. Matter of fact, we're probably worse on offense than before. I don't care. We just vastly improved this team. Vastly improved this team. We have another... I thought we got another pass rusher. Did we not get another pass rusher? Oh, wow, we need a left end. I could get one from you if he ends. Or I could just trade one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trade my 2020 whatever third round pick for 2027 third rounder or second. Because we don't have a second round pick for the years to come. Fourth round pick as well. Okay. Another just like, is there any like non-player I don't really care about getting rid of? Honestly, there is, and that's Cedric Tillman. I'm sorry, you're good, but it just also doesn't seem like you really fit what I want to do on offense. Now I'm gonna have to find a team that really would want him. That's kind of the Vikings, I guess. But they don't. You know, let's try to find a depth piece linebacker. James Williams. Okay, James Williams in the second for a 2029 third and a fourth rounder. Again, nice depth play. Actually, he would be my starting linebacker. Not like I'm just going to be my starting linebacker long run, but... Kevin Byard. I'm going to make a undrafted free agent signing in Sheldon McMean. And then I'm going to go get another UEFN signing in signing Rashawn Rucker, who probably actually might be a solid backup. Or at least maybe even the starter, potentially. What about wide receivers? What about physical? There's Larry Raryworth out of Germantown, but he's 24. Not a big fan of that. Cole Pierman's better. He's younger. He's also the same overall. I'll take it. I can't wait to get rid of Deshaun Watson. Like, Deshaun Watson, I think this is his final year on this contract now, which that means we could finally get off of his contract and just get the hell off it, and we could finally make some big free agency moves, maybe. Yep, that's what I want to do. I want to move Rucker to outside linebacker. You're reading my mind. Who the heck is Sheldley? He's a slot wide receiver. but he's very weak. That's the problem. I do actually want to start Pierman as the WR3. Our offensive line, again, I'll say it once and I'll say it, and I'm also going to trade him as well, probably for a second round of next year. I know our team is garbage, and we're not probably going to be doing anything special on offense. Matter of fact, we're probably going to be the worst offense in the league. The thing is though, I don't really care. The reason why I don't really care that much, that just so I got accepted, okay, is because our team is so successful in terms of a defensive standpoint that it's going to be very hard for any team to make us budge defensively. If I can get Marcus Keys, this is over. I mean, that's probably not going to happen, but I'd love to just finesse a way through and get Keys. No. Jerome Baker, no. No. Could I get Derek Patterson? I did get Derek Patterson. It's over. It's over. It's over. They should might as well quit. Why is he 30 and this is his 5th year? Jesus Christ. Did you graduate when you were 21? Ah, dang. So now we just got Derek Patterson. This is going to be a big investment. Like, we barely traded anything for. Yes, we traded an offensive lineman. And yes, our offensive line is shambles. But I'm probably just going to sign whoever the best practice squad free agents there are in terms of the offensive line. And that's probably what our offensive line is going to look like. I mean, it's going to be fun watching how many times we allow a sack in a single season. But what isn't going to be fun is constantly seeing injuries, probably. Hey, we got a guy at Wisconsin. That's a W. Yeah, I'm going to go with John Harrowin. He actually has a decent chance of developing into a solid backup. And then, last but not least, I will go get Logie Richards as our right tackle. He has a year in experience. Which, funny enough, is tied with the most experience on our offensive line. Again, not doing anything on the running back position. Actually, is there a UFE edge free agent that has like just explosive speed so I could just develop him? Yes, there is. His name is Jaron Baldwin, who's a rookie, and he's a 68 overall. You know what I'm doing? I'm gonna start him, and I'm just gonna see what he can do. I mean, yeah, he's probably not gonna be the starter at the end of the day. But does it look like I care? No. No, I don't. Kendrick Ingram can also get cut as well. Like, let's face it. Nobody's going to run good on this offensive line. It doesn't matter if we throw freaking Derrick Henry in there. It's probably not going to work at all. Like, just at all. It's never going to work. But I just, this is, again, this is an experimental year. This is going to be a year where we're going to just lollygag my way into just everything. That's not how this is going to work. You can outrun him. Ronnie Hickman has 86 speed. You got 92. You can easily outrun him. Get Bodos. Touchdown. On a minute, touchback, cowboy. On a minute, speed. Bam. I'm gonna kick your butt. I broke his ankle so hard. You saw me just like finagling like that. Oh my god. See ya. Touchdown. Make a block. That a boy. I'm out to the races. Touchdown. I feel like they should increase the difficulty in terms of trying to get gold. I don't know if it's just by making the UFI easy or difficulter, or just making the points more harder. I don't know. They should just do something to make it just more difficult, because that's like easy. It's like the easiest one to probably get gold on, I would say. Let's do Cole Pierman. Let's try to develop this young fellow. Oh, he burned him. He burned him downfield. That's Christian Gonzalez, by the way. He just cooked. Oh, I just missed that. Oh my god, he cooked him. He cooked him. You got it. That was Christian Gonzalez, and that was easy as hell. That was my bad. I underestimate sometimes how freaking fast the sucker is. Like, yeah, he has 97 speed, but like sometimes I feel like he's slower. Skirt! Look at that. He's out running. I'm about to get silver am I this round. Yep. I don't like doing the red zone that much at all. It's like so easy to just mess up, and I'm not a big fan of it. Like the most stupidest ways, though. I mean, also to be fair, that was a load of bullshit. Are you serious? Why is it? I freaking hate this drill. There's a reason why I don't do this drill that often. Skirt. Like, it's not even that difficult. It's just like sometimes your receiver AI is so freaking terrible. It's like, hey, look, I'm gonna just run my. I'm gonna take a like big, large step just to make it an incomplete pass, or just not catch it at all for no freaking reason. Finally, I got goal. Now I'm just gonna cook him left side. And you can't stop me. Lob. Oh, I thought he caught that. I mean, he had his hands on it, but then Christian Gonzalez is like, nuh-uh, and hits it. Dang it, you didn't get Superstar Dev. Who's the lowest overall center? Let's upgrade our center. Let's change the direction now. That's what I like to look at for offensive linemen, is that having nice change of direction. It's nice and smooth. You know, it's nice and smooth. 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 Is it just gonna be right Oh. That was way too close. $28,000. Holy crap. I've forgotten ones in 20s in a while. Alright, let's see. What off or defensive lineman shall I upgrade? Let's do. You know what? I want to do the UFEN one. Kurt Sanders. Holy crap, this man is a big boy. This man's bigger than my offensive lineman! I mean, he really should be defensive tackle, but that's not what I'm going to be having him do. Holy crap, this guy's a big boy. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. He's such a big boy. Imagine to have that guy run, like, faster. I'm a big boy. You know what I'm gonna do? And I know I shouldn't be able to do this, but I'm gonna just do this for the memes. What if I just make him, like, got, like, much faster speed? Again, I know this is cheating, but I'm just gonna take all of his skill points, like the skill point that he did end up earning, and I'm just gonna completely remove them. Let's make it power rush. Or probably okay. Okay, I'm gonna just upgrade him a little bit on his speed because I wasn't expecting him only to get that. So I'll just upgrade his speed by like 3. So he's gonna have 72 speed. Why is he? Oh, it's just probably because of this guy. Yeah, let's cut this guy. I found a new replacement. The freak of nature. So I feel like we kind of already fixed the defensive side of the ball. I mean, maybe they might need to develop, maybe we need replacements here and there. Now all we need to do is fix his offense, which there are a lot. And when I mean a lot of holes all over the roster on offense. Oh boy, that's not gonna be fun at all. It's gonna be freaking terrible. It's gonna be absolutely abysmal. Pyramid just continue to be Pyramid. Be that physical, mean threat wide receiver. And you just upgraded a little bit more on your power back. Since when some of these other players get upgrades? Interesting. I'm gonna end this live stream here. I'll do part 2 later. I just have a lot of videos I need to look on and stuff. Or just a lot of videos I personally would love to watch. So that's why I'm ending this video a little, or this live stream short. I will make a part 2 on this later. So, anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you also watch my other videos I just uploaded today. Yeah, peace.